It really, really does help when I do remember to unmute myself. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session of the TTRPG Theater. I am your host, Rob, the Phantom NJ, here from the hills of northern New Jersey, and it is a Tuesday night. It was a kind of nice day, not a bad day out there. The weather's been a little better, at least compared to the wet, damp, ugly muck that we had over the weekend. So, spirits a little up. It wasn't a bad weekend. There were some interesting things going on between Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, and I just realized that I had completely forgotten about the fact that I played on Sunday as well. So, why don't we start? I mentioned that tonight's talk was going to be about Kickstarter unboxings, and I've actually just got something else to unbox as well. As well as charity stream and the end of an adventure path yesterday, which was kind of significant. We can talk a little bit about the Sunday game as well. So for this Saturday, I had been asked by a friend in the community, LHawk99, otherwise known as Lee. Lee has, Lee's someone I've known for a few years now through the Blue Box RPG community, and Lee has been after me, trying to get me, find a time that worked for both of us for me to play in one of their games. Lee has played in many of my games. They played in the game I ran on Friday nights for over 2 years, doing so while coming home from work, literally playing while on the bus, waiting for the bus, while walking home from the bus. So, that gives you an idea of the kind of person they are. And it was unfortunate that we kept finding times, or there were times where they would be running a game and they just did not work for me. So they told me about that they were running a stream for a charity for Trans Lifeline, and asked me if I was interested, and I'm really happy to say that the timing was perfect this time. It was a good time slot. It was a Saturday morning on, I'm not the biggest fan of getting up on Saturday mornings, but it was at a reasonable hour, so, more than happy to, and definitely for a good cause. We played some D&D 5e. It was using a campaign setting called Brand Colonia, which was termed by its two creators, I believe it's two creators, two Italian creators, as spaghetti fantasy. You may recognize, in terms of spaghetti fantasy, the term spaghetti western, talking about movies, western movies that were actually filmed in Italy. They were westerns that were done there, as opposed to somewhere out in the Old West. When I say Old West, I should say just, Western United States. So it was. I have to say, I've kind of fallen out of love of 5e. I liked it at the start. I don't think WotC did a great job in mapping out how the game was to expand as it went on. Things kept getting bolted onto it, and it just got to be, for my liking, it got to be a bit of a mess, and I think it is a bit of a mess now. However, the Brancolonia setting was a hell of a lot of fun. It was very, very, think like Renaissance level type of Italian stuff. It had custom subclasses, custom backgrounds, and for a one shot, normally one shot it's like, okay, you go create a character, and like let's go. No, we threw ourselves into it a bit, and we ran a great job. Did a great job. They ran a great game. And the party was fun. I played with several people before. We had one person that was by their own admission new to the group, but we had a great time playing off each other. I had a really terrible Italian accent for my bard, who was the Broncolonia version of a tiefling, but instead of being demon heritage, it's devil heritage, Malabranca. and played it as a flamboyant bard all the way, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm proud to say that we raised over the course of the weekend. Roll for perception. Thank you so much for the raid. I enjoyed watching the prep for the new campaign coming out. We're going to be talking just a little bit about the events of last night, which were significant on a number of levels. For me personally, but for the moment, we're talking about the charity stream on that was run on Saturday morning. We raised $1,068 for the Trans Lifeline, which was fantastic. It was amazing support. I honestly think we had hit the original goal, which I believe was $550 before we even started the stream, because we got the word out there and people were donating like crazy, and people donated through the game, and then we got some more donations up, and I think the last donation was yesterday, so that's saying something. So Lee did a fantastic job. We raised some money. We had a lot of fun. It was a great stream, and I'm happy that I was able to do it. I look forward to doing it again at some point. To GPK. Oh boy, yeah, Pat, you nearly did us in last night. That's for sure. Yeah, so then on Sunday, played in the Trollard game stream. Played some Castles and Crusades, and I got to getting to be on the player side of the table for CNC is a lot of fun. Oh, hey Asher, good to see you. I'm having a lot of fun playing my illusionist, even though I was late to the group. I think there were 2 or 3 sessions in when we started. I'm playing an illusionist, so my character is behind in XP. I think the rogue in the party is already level 3. Everyone else is level 2. At last check, I was at the end of prior to XP, whatever XP is given to us for Saturday session. I'm still 600 XP just from getting to level 2. Being an illusionist and having 5 hit points, my entire character's arc is basically keep everything away from me. Nice. That is very cool, actually. It's the kind of thing where it's like I've got 5 hit points. I've got no armor class. We have no magic items, so my AC is still. I think I might have a +1 for my dexterity bonus, so I think I might have AC 11. But you better believe that crowd control. I am on the crowd control like wet on rice. I will use color spray and whatever else I need to do to make sure that we keep things under control, and I'm staying the hell away from anything that might actually hit me. So yeah, that's been it's been a heck of a lot of fun. I've gotten great use out of the spells that I have, and I look forward to seeing what this character can do, assuming that I can keep her alive for a few levels. Then came Monday. Monday was a big day. It was the 51st and final session of the Outlaws of Alkenstar campaign, adventure path, whatever you want to call it, on Roll for Perception, who was kind enough to rate us just a little while ago. So here's the thing. I've completed modules, single adventures, and the old school D&D modules. Depending on the module, it might actually take you up a couple of levels, depending on whether it's a low-level module or even some of the higher-level modules. It might go a couple levels. If you were to do something like Temple of Elemental Evil, you could theoretically go up 4 or 5 levels. I mean, depending on how hard you went at clearing it, how XP was doled out. But we did Outlaws of Alkenstar, which as far as a Pathfinder 2 adventure path, was level 1 to 10. And I've never, as a DM or a player, ever completed that kind of adventure before. Temple of Elemental Evil is the closest thing I can come to it, and really, honestly, Temple of Elemental Evil is a bunch of role play, and effectively two dungeons. One is a small dungeon, one is a massive dungeon, and even then, the massive dungeon, completing it as a DM, usually it's at what point do my players just decide they've had enough of this place and want to be done with it, and really me as a DM figuring out at what point are my players getting bored and figuring out the best way to extricate them from the thing before everybody just says we've had enough. So yeah, it was 51 sessions. Um, there were 4 character deaths along the way. One of them, admittedly, was due to a player needing to leave the game because of personal circumstances, work schedule changing and such. So the option was given, and because of what it would have meant for the character to just like leave the party, it would have had some serious implications. The option made was for character death, and that in itself was kind of a. It also had implications. Let's just say, especially for my character, because our 2 characters were married. So yeah, I had a gunslinger who suddenly was on a vengeance streak. Um, we had 3 other character deaths. One of them was kind of really early on, and it was really it was kind of an oh shit moment because most of us, or at least probably like I think we had 5 people in the party, and I think three of us at least, maybe 4 of us hadn't played Pathfinder 2E seriously. Like I maybe did a one shot, but not in this kind of adventure. So it's kind of like oh, and actually the person character who died was one of the people who had played. So there's that. We had 2 more die later in the adventure, or kind of late in the adventure, probably more than halfway through, and it was kind of brutal. The final fight lasted over 2 sessions. It was the final encounter. I don't know that. I'm not entirely sure we were prepared for for it to be the final encounter on some levels. I kind of missed the session leading into it, so I don't know if everyone else realized that we were basically at the end, because when I first started that, the first of the 2 sessions, I didn't realize we were like at the end. So that was fun. It might have taken a little divine intervention of sorts, and a visit from a ghost to help us through. I think at that point we had still managed to, we still would have finished it. It's a question of whether or not anyone would have died. And there was a good chance that 3 out of the 5 characters that were left at the end would be dead, because they're alone in a room, down unconscious with someone who was trying to kill them. And it was a question of whether or not my character was going to get back to the room, or as well as, honestly, the other character was alive because they moved a lot faster than I do. Yay, monk. And kill that that last remaining bad guy before he offed the 3 party members. So thanks to the GM and a surprise visit from a player who had to leave the game and was able to come back in and do a little cameo as a ghost, inspire the healer to get up and heal just enough so that they took out the bad guy, and we all lived by the skin of our teeth, I think, because I think at that point the 2 characters that were still up might have had 27, 28 hit points between the 2 of them at level 10. So yeah, there was a lot of feels involved in that. I mean, we had been through a lot. It was we had all really actually gotten really close over the course of it. Getting to spend time with each other. Hi, Dirty Dwarf. Good to see you. So there was a lot of feels. Yesterday was, yesterday was really, really, really emotional. During the game, doing, the epilogues for each of the characters was just brilliant. If you do nothing else, seriously, if you do nothing else, go and watch maybe I think it's the last 15 minutes of the stream, might be the last 20 minutes. I am Bean. Thank you for the lurk. Go ahead, lurk away. Thank you for popping in. And just listen to the various epilogues for each character, talking about, it maybe start with Terry, our GM, talking about what happened in Alkenstar after the everyone realized that the BBG had been foiled, the plot had been foiled, and then listen to each of the individual player epilogues for their characters, because they're just one after another, and they were all great. And it just put a cap on what had been a fantastic experience. Ah, excellent! That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So yeah, it like I said, 51 sessions, 3 hours per session, more or less. Usually it was just about 3 hours. We pretty much ended right on time. It was a lot, and it lasted. I think between like holidays and personal stuff and whatever the case may be, I think it took us about a little less than a year and a half to do. Terry, you might have a better idea of when it started versus when it ended. But I want to say it was like 16 months or so. Might have been closer. It might have been closer to a full year and a half. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, and so we've got a couple weeks off, and we are headed at the end of the month. We are going to have a session 0 on Roll for Perception, and this is the time when I really should have, of the things that I need to remember to do, is figure out what my shout outs are. But anyway, put it in the chat. Go ahead, give them a follow. Like I said, you'll see me there on Monday nights. They'll be doing a Sky King's Tomb, an actual adventure path, another published adventure path on Tuesday nights, coming soon. But on Monday nights, starting at the end of the month, we're going to have a session 0 for a new homebrew campaign that Terry is in the process of writing up. He was actually doing some stuff in was Legend Keeper is what it's called. Just prior to this, talking about mapping out stuff in the city of Absalom. Going to be a great group. I think we're going to do 4 players this time, because unfortunately we lost one of our players for the time being, to real life circumstances. Hopefully, possibly make a comeback at some point during the game. If not, maybe later. All right, yeah. Wow. So Pathfinder 2E. That's correct, Dwarf. That's wild. We really had more time off, more sessions not happen for various reasons than I thought we did then, because that's quite a few. That's quite a long time, because that's over 2 full years. Huh. Did we really start that like the month after the first Blue Box Con? That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was the whole moving and so on and so forth. Fair enough. Okay. Um. So yeah, like I said, look for the new campaign coming at the end of the month. Go ahead and watch them on Tuesday nights for Sky King's Tomb. Now, without further ado, I'd like to get to the next part, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do this because I'll do some unboxings. I got two Kickstarters that came in, and I also have something that one of the a community member had sent me, and I don't know what it is. All I know is it's in a box and it arrived today. But this first one, hold on. Is this box big enough for all of you? All right, so this is from Trollord Games. It is the Kickstarter was the new version of the Codex of Erd, also known as the After Winter Dark setting. That one I do know that I have a plug for it, so. But Dirty Dwarf, if you're looking for a system that has a really well spelled out rule set with some crunch to it, I highly recommend Pathfinder 2e. Oh, yeah, okay. I just realized that this is going to get messy if I don't do this properly. So give me 1 second. I need to find somewhere to rest my keyboard because otherwise I am going to end up with packing peanuts all over the place. All right, June. That sounds more in line because that would be let's see, 6. Yeah, that would be 16 months, almost exactly. So where can I put my keyboard? This is going to be such a mess. Oh boy. In case you haven't figured out, my desk is an absolute disaster. Too many things coming in, not enough organization. So, bear with me, folks. All right. One thing I love about the Troller Games people when they do their packing stuff, the packing is done in uh, with packing peanuts that dissolve. So I could literally put these packing peanuts in water, and they would all disappear. Hey, first we have a sheet of paper that has nothing. Uh, this was originally supposed to just be a all-in version because of I don't remember. Maybe it was because of donations to the charity or so on. I don't remember how, but this ended up getting upgraded to the leather bomb bound volume stuff. So we have Monsters of Erd, Monsters and Treasures of Erd. Oh, now I see what they're doing. They were using the paper between various volumes. Then the actual Codex of Erd. What do we have next? Oh, I think the next part. I think the next part is a secondary box. Aha. All right, well, there's some stuff underneath. There's a 5th edition adventure. Oh, okay, I think these are just posters. All right, that's fine. I was like, I don't need 5th edition stuff. What the hell? Yep, some more 5th edition posters. Not that I care. They used to, before the OGL disaster, Troller Games was doing all their stuff in both Castles and Crusades and 5th edition. That's kind of cute. Here is a map of the world of Aird. And that odd moment when you get a box set inside a box set. So, let's see what's in the box, huh? By the way, I do love that the collector set, the box for the collector set is a map of the world of Aird, or at least part of it. With more packing peanuts inside. Yay. There is very, very, very much a theme to the After Winter's Dark Kickstarter. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Let me get both books out of there. Or, well, all the books out of there. There's a lot of stuff in this box. My goodness. Alright, so at the bottom of the box is the Gates of Alfstrag, which is basically their first adventure, one of their adventure series, which goes all the way from like level 1 through, oh god, let's put it this way, I think there's 18 adventures in it so far, so I don't even know what level it's supposed to end at, and they're still planning on adding more to it, because the dungeon is supposed to have this massive amount of levels. I think I don't remember how many he said it was, but yeah, we did for a while. We were doing A0. I think we got through like A2 or A3 for Friday Night Crusades before we switched over. All right, there is a ring calendar of Aird. Ooh, a collector's art book. This is neat. Give you a look at some of the stuff inside. One of the things I love about Trollword Games stuff is the artwork is fantastic. This is one of the expansions for the Codex of Aird. Basically, they do expansions that focus in on different sections. This one is the Marbeline Coast. This is actually a new expansion, not one that they reprinted. Then the U5 module, Warren of Madagot, part of the U5 series, or the U series, which I don't remember what the U series is supposed to focus on, but dungeon adventure designed for three to five first level adventures. Oh, nice! I didn't realize it was for first level characters. The Dictionary of Aird. It includes like different towns, city names, a little bit of stuff like cloud giants. Cloud giants, order of beings. Cloud giants are a race of giants noted for their wisdom but not understanding, their ability to walk on the air, which stems from the tendency of their footfalls to create earth and stone. Very cool. Epistolary of the Unknown Traveler. This one actually isn't dealing with Aird itself. It is dealing with the world that kind of lives within Aird, called Inze. I'm never clear on whether or not Aird is supposed to be Hollow World with Inze inside, or they're supposed to like occupy the same space at the same time. I feel like every time I hear about them, the answer is somewhat different. But this is cool. I think it's like all stories talking about being in Inze. You're not wrong. A pocket-sized version of the trail guide to Aird, which again is very much in story format, going through different areas and talking about the different locations that they hit. So this is also very cool. Who am I kidding? This is all very cool. So going with that theme I mentioned, you got Monsters and Treasures of Aird. Monsters and Treasures of Aird, the non what do you call it? The non leather bound version. That is one big ass dragon. And if I remember correctly, they said they added a bunch more dragons. Oh yeah. There are dragons aplenty in here. Beaked dragon, frilled dragon, Ioneel dragon. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be pronounced. Iris dragon, Curlet dragon, Meagle dragon. Ooh, lots and lots of dragons. And then finally, the actual Codex of Aird itself, which basically is an encyclopedia on the campaign setting. It talks about all the different locations, the different cities, and it has one of the most in-depth histories you will ever see for any campaign setting ever. Yeah, also the non-leather version, right? One thing to note, the previous printing of the Codex of Aird had the history at the start, and listen, the history is, I mean, it's brilliant. It's some great writing. I'm glad that they moved it to the end, because it's not the way it kind of had the feeling of that DM who starts out the campaign by just spending the first 5 sessions lore dumping on the players. Don't do that. If you're a DM or if you're a GM, whatever, castle keeper, whatever, let your players find the lore by exploring. Don't spend an entire session dumping stuff on them. And don't do it to them beforehand either, because your players are never going to care about your lore as much as you do. They might enjoy your lore. Don't get me wrong. They might enjoy it. They might dive into it. They're never going to care as much as you do. So I realize you want to get it out to them. Do it in pieces. All right. So that is one of the Kickstarters. Now, actually, we're going to have a slight interlude before I do the other Kickstarter because I got this from a person that we all know as Patrick, a Canadian ancient gamer, sent this to me. I honestly don't know what it is. I know it's marked fragile. I'm not entirely sure the post office got the memo. It also got here a hell of a lot quicker than I thought it did because he's in Canada, and things from Canada are notorious for taking their time getting here. Or maybe it's just packages going in the other direction. I'm not sure. So, all right. Oh, yeah, you'll have a fun one with this, Asher. The it got here across the border really quickly because apparently it crossed the border somewhere in the Montreal area. Probably like you know, I don't know. Don't know if this is important. Huh. Okay, we have something of a proclamation. Happy October! Greetings from the north, my friend Rob. I hope this parcel meets you in good ghoulish spirits. 'Tis the season. A small token of friendship, and because I like giving gifts, keep your dice rolling and your imagination alive. Take care and enjoy, Patrick, aka Canadian Ancient Gamer. That's pretty cool. I like this. So what do we have here? So I was saying, it got over the border quick. It got to the various distribution centers quick. Then they sent it to the town north of me, not my town. And instead of sending it directly to the town just south of the initial area, they sent it back to the distribution center and then sent it to me. Oh, wow. Okay. It's a dice bag, but that dragon, that is cool. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure how well you can see it. I think the colors are blue, and that I'm not sure if that's purple. The light in here is not necessarily the brightest, but that is really, really cool. So, how tight? Oh, hold on a second. It's actually tied in a small knot here. And then it's definitely turquoise. Yeah, the bluish part is actually turquoise. I'm like trying to figure out the above it whether or not it goes into purple or some other color. I can't really tell. Oh wow. Okay. I'm not going to take them all out, but you get the idea. You'll get the idea very quickly. I think there's like 3 sets of dice in here. Haha. my dice dragon days are nearly upon me. So I've got one set that is like this color. Then another blue. And it's like a smoky, cloudy blue. Then there's a die in here that is actually, I think, black. I think it's just flat black. It's the only one I've pulled out so far, but I don't want to go crazy pulling off. Yeah, nope. Okay. Yep, there's more of them in there. All right, that is awesome. Oh man. All right, let me close that up. Let's keep that safe. Oh, something else in there too. Whoa. I have no idea. Oh, there's tape on one end, so that is the side will open. Ah, nice. Hold on a second. All kinds of D&D, looks like all kinds of D&D stickers and other stuff. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, this is amazing. Oh my goodness, this is great. Hold on a second. Oop, old school DM. Just straight up D&D. Looks like a wizard meditating. Not gonna be able to see really well because it's straight up black and white, but like a wizard sitting on some kind of stone or something. I might actually have to make sure. Um, Weaver of Wisdom. Seriously, this is just ridiculously cool. And lots of stickers. Keith, I am doing fantastic. I uh, just did the opening of the Codex of Erd, the latest Kickstarter. Now I'm doing opening a package that Patrick Canadian Ancient Gamer sent me. He sent me 3 sets of dice in a bag with this really awesome looking dragon on pendant thing on it. And a whole bunch of stickers like old school Batman, anyone? Wham! Smack! Zap! Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth shattering kaboom. Blue Box RPG, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Uh, for those of you who are new here, I am Rob, Phantom NJ, and welcome to the TTRPG Theater, where we are currently in the middle of unboxing. I had just done the Codex of Air Kickstarter unboxing, which I do believe John did an unboxing on Sunday during the Tears of Air stream. So I won't go through all of that again. I'm now opening a package sent to me by Patrick Canadian Ancient Gamer, who sent me 3 sets of dice in this brown dice bag with this really, really, really fantastic dragon. I think it's a pin. Yeah, actually, it looks like a pin, but I mean that is freaking gorgeous. And all kinds of stickers. Some of these are Halloween themed. Oh, this is great. I play on Thursday nights in a Dragon Bean session where we play Oops All Ducks, and mine is kind of what do you call it? Kind of modeled on Darkwing Duck a bit. I got a Darkwing Duck sticker. Let's get dangerous. Marvin the Martian. Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. A D&D postcard. Nice. A little tiefling action going on, a little wizard. Ooh. And then a coaster of that one sticker that I really couldn't make out too well. It's still a little hard to see, but you get the idea. Alright, so I need to put these somewhere safe. I'll put them maybe back in the box. Anything else in here? Because, oh no, there actually is something else in here. Wow. Patrick, what the heck did you do? Oh my goodness. Let's see. NPC Voices, thank you for the follow. Ah, candy. Coffee crisp. Nice. And a cherry blossom candy. Very nice. I like this. Ooh, more coffee crisp. Okay, cool. Glad I did not leave those out too long, and I am glad it has not been warm around here. So that is finally everything. My goodness. Oh, that's just amazing. Canadian candy, yes. Yes, we do need to have that reminder, Terry. Though, after what she did for us yesterday, I think maybe we should send her candy. Put this away. Because that was really just perfect. All right, so there's that. And I've got one last thing in terms... Oh, by the way, while you're here, for those of you who have not, or who are used to my stream but have not been here in a while, I picked up some new animated emotes. And you know something? I got them. I want to show them off because they're just cool. That one is for my players. Or me when I'm yelling at my dice. You gotta have one that's kind of nice. And finally, when things go really wrong. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. For the second Kickstarter. This one is from a company called Elflair Games, run by Jason Vey, who you may know from Troller Games. He is the author of the Amazing Adventures line there, and he also has contributed to a bunch of the Castle and Crusade stuff, including a couple of adventures and so on and so forth. He has his own company called Elflair Games, along with Timothy S. Brannon, who, if you're a fan of witch characters, he's probably the person you want to talk to. So I got to meet both of them at GaryCon, not this year, but last year. I think I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if Jason was at GaryCon this year. I'm pretty sure I did not see Tim. That reminds me. Josh! Good to see you, sir. Anyway, they just had a new Kickstarter for a new game that Jason wrote. And when I tell you that this is the fastest fulfillment of a physical Kickstarter I think I've ever seen, I'm not lying. It was From the time that the Kickstarter ended and they collected the money to the time that this was in my hands, I don't even think it was 2 months. It might have been 2 months. That's about it. I have Kickstarters that I've been waiting for years. 2 months. And it's an entire game. It's an entire TTRPG. So credit to Jason. The name of the game is called Wasted Lands, The Dreaming Age. Ooh, nice tightly wrapped. The 2-book set. Alright, so I want to be very, very, very careful here. There we go. Alright. I can put this away. Alright, so the first one is kind of dark. The cover's kind of dark, but you have some kind of caster on a hill who is holding up, that is basically lightning. It's not entirely clear whether the lightning is coming from the staff or going to his staff, but he's looking into the darkness where there's a pseudo image, I guess supposed to be of like a godlike thing. I'll show you the cover for the campaign book for it, which is definitely more in line with being, visible. Very, very, very old school artwork. So, going to read, as I like to do, I'll read the back of the 2 books. Welcome to the Dreaming Age. The old ones are no more. Stories tell of the day when the skies fell in showers of fiery rock, when the world groaned and shifted. The great beasts of the old ones died in an instant, and the stars themselves changed, sending the old ones into a deep, eternal slumber. Humankind, now free from the cruel grasp of our former masters, now rule the world from shining kingdoms. We now strive against the remaining minions of the other gods, their remaining cults, and a world ravaged by the energies of the deeper dark. Some with names like Isis, Odin, Quetzalcoatl, Bel, Hecate, Minerva, Marduk, and others. Legends that will remain through the ages. This is the birth of the gods. Wasted Lands: The Dreaming Age is a game of swords and sorcery in a savage lost epoch, set millions of years ago. You play the all-too-human origins of the gods of classic mythology, whose stories will form our own ancestral memories and form our civilizations. As you engage with mythology, you gain special powers that will lead you on the path of apotheosis. Nice. And then for the campaign setting, 66 million years ago, a giant asteroid struck the Earth. The dinosaurs were consumed in fire and smoke. They weren't all that died. The impact changed the stars themselves, sending the old ones into an eternal slumber. Rivers sank. Not sure what that word is supposed to be. Sank into the sea. Radiation from the deeper dark ravaged the world, erasing 75% of all life on Earth. Proto-humans, servitor creations of the old ones, took over the world. Their exploits, from the left-behind shining cities of the other gods, their efforts to awaken the soul of the earth, their new civilizations would all be remembered in later eras as the myth cycles of the ancient world. These are the wasted lands. This is the dreaming age. This is the birth of gods. These are your stories. This sounds really, really, really cool. And again, like I said, it is amazing how fast that Kickstarter came to fruition. It literally went from he must have been like 95% done with it by the time the Kickstarter finished, because I think there's only like 2 months from the time it closed to the time it shipped, which is just ridiculous. I mean, that you can normally only hope for something like that. I should mention that I will be playing, or actually I will be running a different game that was created by Jason and Tim. Night Shift: Veterans of the Supernatural Wars. That will be on Rainbows and Razor Blades, and I don't remember what my thing for them is, so I'm just going to put the Twitch channel in the chat. This will be on the next 2 Friday nights, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, running until between 11 and 11:30 Eastern for the 2 Fridays. The game is basically take your young adult television shows around monsters and vampire hunters. Think Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charmed, Supernatural, etc., and imagine them as characters in a game, and well, in a world that kind of there are monsters about and bad things happening and things need to be hunted. We have 6 players, which is going to be amazing. Some of them you know, and I'm going to keep that a secret. You'll have to tune in to find out, or maybe just check maybe just when I get around to posting it on Twitter, you can find out there. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun with it over 2 nights. It'll be the first time I get to run the game and introduce others to it. I think we're gonna have a great time, and I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be my first time in the guest chair at Rainbows and Razor Blades. Kat and Killian, who run this, run the stream, are fantastic individuals. Killian is going to be producing the show. They're also playing in the game with us, so that's really cool. We met, we got together in terms of playing. I guess about 2 years ago. Yeah, it's about 2 years ago now, and they're absolutely prolific in terms of putting out content, and they deserve many more people watching. So come watch the show. Come watch us on Thursday night playing Dragonbane. I'm not sure if this week is happening, mostly because there's some stuff going on, personal life of one of the people. So we're kind of in holding pattern to see whether that happens. Hopefully everything is okay, and the game happens on Thursday night, also at 9 p.m. But Friday night, I will be in the GM chair, and we are going to have a rockin' good time. So, once again, thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you, Roll for Perception and Blue Box RPG for the raids. Thank you for the follows. I really appreciate everybody dropping in. And there's so much good stuff. There's so much good gaming coming. Tim, I got your email. Looking forward to that. Playing in the reverse dungeon on Lord Gazumba's channel. What is it? Saturday the 28th? Yes, Saturday the 28th. On Lord Gazumba's channel will be another session of the reverse dungeon, where we initially started out playing as goblins. We're leading a goblin tribe. Um, the tribe is still goblins. The people running it no longer are because, well, things happened and we all died, and that had consequences because due to us making a pact with a darker power, as as one might expect. It's normally hysterical. It's some old school D&D from the basically from the other side. We get into all kinds of shenanigans, sometimes against the people trying to take us out, sometimes with each other trying to take each other out. So hope you'll tune in then. Yeah, so Tim, you do a fantastic job with that game. I really enjoy it. It's one of those things where I didn't imagine it happening, like continuing on and on and on, but it just keeps getting better. So it's been a joy to play in, even at that hour. Doesn't even bother me. All right. So with that being said, I am going to look for somebody to raid. I think Guild Superior is normally on at this hour. Or are they? Huh. Okay, there are a lot of people on at this hour. um, if they're not, I know who we can raid. A member of the community. I guess they are off this evening, so I'm going to raid Prometheus. Let me make sure that he is going for a while. Oh yeah, it looks like they're only like 8 minutes in. Excellent. All right, we're going to raid Prometheus 2128. Everyone, if you could please hang out for the raid. I know that they would appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone who dropped in, whether you were chatting, lurking, whatever the case may be. All right, let me do that one moment when you look at something and it doesn't look like you spelled it right, but all right, there we go. And with that, I am going to go throw some music on. Love you too, Terry. Can't wait to the next time we can all get together. We got 26 people in the raid. That is awesome. Get those raid emotes ready. Have a wonderful day, and wonderful evening, and I will see you all later. Good night, all.